Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise in opposition to House Bill 504. I've stood at this podium in each of the last 4 budgets talking about the unfair funding formula and the way that funds are distributed from state government back to our schools. Year after year after year, this General Assembly and governors, not this governor yet, but governors for many years, have redistributed the wealth around Pennsylvania to our schools in an unfair fashion. Some districts receiving as few as 10% of their dollars from the state, while others are receiving 78% of their funding from the state. The statewide average at 35%, all my districts in the 16% range. Why is this relevant, Mr. Speaker? Well, it's relevant because this bill simply sends an additional $4.2 billion to state government to distribute. $4.2 billion additional dollars for state government to determine where it should go. And this bill may lay out a very fair formula and allocation. But what will next session's formula be? What will the formula be in 5 years? What will the formula be in 10 years? I can nearly assure you, Mr. Speaker, it will never be $4.2 billion less. So that $4.2 billion in this bill may be going to all the right places. But next year, when it's no longer even going to schools, what are we going to do? Next year, when it's going to some new program, some new terrific idea, and our schools are no longer even receiving that $4.2 billion, what are we going to do? The problem with this bill, Mr. Speaker, is the concept that our state government is better equipped to make decisions than our local school boards, than our local folks who are our neighbors, who live right around the corner and are locally elected. Mr. Speaker, this $4.2 billion, most importantly, comes from our wage earners and small businesses. That's who will bear the burden of this increase in the income tax and this increase in the sales tax. Our wage earners, our working families, and our small businesses. Is that really what we want to do? We want to take an extra $4.2 billion from our wage earners, working families, and small businesses, send it up to Harrisburg so that they can figure out the best place to spend that money? I don't think so, Mr. Speaker. Please vote no on House Bill 504.